Welcome to the first episode of Clock Management here. I'm Jack Heron, a.k.a. J5, and I'm here with...
KJ Kearney, better known as Gibb.
Ethan Coghill, better known as Cog around these parts.
Reese Westbrook, a.k.a. Penny.
And what is up? So basically on Clock Management, we're just going to talk about sports topics throughout the week. What's hot, what's not. We're starting with MLB Pay Cuts. What's your opinions, thoughts? Here we go. Let's go, Gibb.
First opinion is it's a load of crap for the players. MLBPA has already made a counteroffer to the MLB because they're not going to pay for that salary. They're not going to play.
You know, guys like Mike Trout, Bryce Harper, Garrett Cole, you know, it's really unfair for them. I mean, they work their hard hours throughout the day just to practice and all that crap, and they just get paid $7 million along with the other bums in the MLB.
It's probably a boring job to be an MLB player.
I agree, especially for a pitcher kind of like Garrett Cole. I mean,
yeah, you play once every, 8 days?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, for the most part. I mean, like I said, though, I mean, guys like that getting paid $7 million with the other bums, and you got the minor leaguers and the low leaguers of the MLB getting paid, you know, the same amount, maybe even an increase.
Oh,
if
people
that.
in the minor league are getting paid like $50,000 a year if this happens. They're
Yeah,
getting. They might make less than minimum wage.
Except Tebow.
Except Tebow.
Tebow,
yeah.
you know, we all know Tebow's, you know, a really cool guy.
The
and all
GOAT.
that crap.
Tebow's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Guy.
Outside of baseball, he's the GOAT. In baseball, he's very embarrassing.
Below average.
Very below average. Very below average. But like Gibb said, you know, it's really unfair for the guys like that. I mean, what are some other players that are affected?
Max Scherzer, he made a tweet right here. I got to pull it up. This is a quote. After discussing the latest developments with the rest of the players, there's no reason to engage with MLB in any further compensation reductions. We have previously negotiated a pay cut in the version of prorated salaries, and there's no justification to accept a second pay cut based upon the current information the union has received. I'm glad to hear other players voicing the same viewpoint and believe that MLB's economic strategy would completely change if all documentation were to become public information.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't listen to a single word you just said, but that's okay.
Sounds
Max
sophisticated.
It was really
Very-
proper, and it was hard to read.
Right.
But basically saying the MLB's ran by a bunch of idiots and old people.
Which we already knew. The
Yeah, we all
marketing's
knew, yeah.
horrible. Baseball could be an interesting sport, and they make it boring.
I don't know why the
possible,
MLB's
basically.
trying to push the season though. They're gonna make so much less money. I mean, I don't know why they're even trying.
And even throughout this pandemic, I mean, baseball is one of them sports. It's not a physical sport, so at the least you could still play. You know, you're not touching each other.
Absolutely. Personal opinion, they should start tomorrow.
Yeah. Which
You know,
I've heard.
I really don't see
rambles.
what's stopping them.
You know how
Right.
many more people would watch baseball right now that there's
Oh,
nothing
absolutely.
on?
With, especially it being the only sport on television besides the the Peyton Manning, Tiger Woods golf thing the other day. But it would definitely
UFC's still on.
and
too.
UFC. But then again, that's
You have
just,
to pay
That's
extra
baseball
for
over
that.
there in
Korean
Japan and
baseball.
whatnot.
yeah,
Yeah, Korean.
that's another topic for another day. But the whole coronavirus thing with baseball, they should definitely play. And I've even heard rambles about them playing July 4th, which I think is pretty cool.
That is dope.
Being
That'd be a
baseball.
good start day.
Do what?
That'd be a good day.
Oh yeah, I mean it'd be historic even.
Yeah.
If
They're
you-
worried about losing all this money and postponing the season. You can start it right now.
right now. I agree. But then again, baseball, if you compare it to the NBA and the NFL, it's probably the little sister to them at
Absolutely.
this point.
100%.
Exactly. That's
Maybe
why-
even the NHL at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
dude,
Maybe so.
Baseball's bad at the moment. Like,
It
let's
is.
be. I mean, half the league doesn't even speak English, which is not their fault,
Yeah,
but that's
I mean,
bad for marketing. Like,
Because they can't.
Like the NBA players, like you go on Twitter and they're always talking, they're always tweeting, and like all that stuff. But the MLB players, they can't even speak English, and then they're just like the best player in baseball. Also, is lame. Mike Trout is lame.
Yeah.
Not a cool guy.
One of the
true.
I mean, he's
best
a
players
cool guy, but he's like not
ever.
like
Yeah.
out there.
He's not
and
out
he has
there.
no personality.
Yeah, no personality. He's
but
out
he's
there.
a great baseball player.
great baseball player.
Probably a good guy. Good kid. Good family.
yeah, for sure.
Great family.
Good little Philadelphia.
Good genetics too.
Okay, yeah. All right, and we're going to change our topic here. We're going to start talking about the NBA postseason. Who wins, who loses, who dominates, who does not. Let's start with Reese Westbrook here.
Bucks are going all the way. NBA champions. Nothing more to be said.
Now, let me hear your background on this topic.
I mean, there's not much to it. I mean, just Giannis might as well just backpack the whole team to the finals. We're gonna play Lakers. We're gonna go 7. Chris Middleton hits Fader from the free throw line for the win. Game 7.
You just want to go on 3? 1, 2, 3.
LeBron. LeBron's winning. LeBron is winning. LeBron's the best player to ever touch a basketball. Jordan impacted the game, obviously more, but LeBron is the best player to ever play basketball. And he's going to come back more ready than ever.
I feel like this debate should be a different day.
Yeah. Let's not even get into the GOAT.
We could probably
discussion.
talk about that.
Let's not get into the GOAT discussion.
minutes.
That's okay. It's okay.
Okay, but how are they even going to do the playoffs is the real question.
That's a great question. So we're reading here. Disney World has offered to host the rest of the NBA playoffs. Not sure how that would work, but
I got a bag like that. Don't worry about it.
They do have
yeah,
a
they
bag.
do have a bag. Yeah, Adam Silver likes the idea.
I bet he
Yeah.
would.
Yeah, okay.
got it.
I was thinking David Stern there, but Adam Silver.
Me and Gibb,
R.I.P.
we have kind of a proposal here.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
Imagine this: a March Madness style NBA playoffs. All the teams, March Madness style.
teams.
So, like, the Bucks would play the 16 in the East, and the Lakers
Exactly.
would play
Yes.
the 16 in the
Yes.
West.
So, obviously, the best team has a much worse chance to win this because it's not a 7-game series. But while it might not make for the best winner, how cool would it be to watch Trae Young upset the Celtics and watch Celtics fans just have a fit about that?
I'm gonna have to.
No, because think about
I'm gonna
this.
have to intrude. The Celtics aren't losing to.
No,
Trae
stop.
Young.
Yes, they will.
Okay, but Trae Young
Cam
goes
Reddish
off for
might drop
50 one
50.
game, and they're gone.
What if
That's
Jason
entertaining.
Tatum drop? Who's guarding Jason?
No,
Tatum?
no,
I
hold
don't
on.
know. I don't
Listen,
care. Trae Young's dropping 50.
We already missed the March Madness this year. We already missed one.
Okay.
So why not? I mean, NBA playoffs. No knock. Great. 7-game series. I like the format.
this
but-
is a quicker solution.
And, and
absolutely.
I
And
feel,
it
I
is a
feel like
quicker
ratings will be
Not
sky
even,
high.
not even the ratings though. It's one of them years where it's a perfect time to test something like the March Madness style because a lot of people's even came out and said they're not. I mean, the 7-game format's been around for.
We know this isn't the smartest idea. Like that.
Oh yeah, it's not the smartest, but it's
It's
definitely
the most
something
intriguing.
To test.
It's the most
It's fun.
intriguing
It's
idea.
something to test for sure. I mean, and this is honestly the perfect time to start this.
What are people going to do? Not watch?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's true.
You're going to watch every
That's very true.
single
And
one
obviously,
of
the
those
fans
games.
of the teams who are better probably aren't going to like it. But think about all the fans of the worser teams. They're going to have life. They're going to be believing in their team to win a few games.
Which
That's true.
Lillard came out the other day and said if they're just going to play a few playing games, then he's not going to play because
He's
he
not
has no
gonna play.
reason to.
Yeah.
You do March Madness style, guess what?
He has a chance.
Every
He
team's
drops
all in.
55 in a game.
Yeah,
he can
every
beat somebody
team's
who's
all
better
in
than
the
him.
NBA Finals.
Yeah, like
Because he
he,
can just go for.
And Damian Lillard also came out on Twitter today and snapped back at former quarterback Dan Orlovsky. Dan is one of the worst reporters, not only in the NFL, but in the
He's
business.
horrible.
Yeah, he is very bad. And not only clapping back at Damian Lillard was dumb, most of his football takes are very stupid as well. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but he is on Twitter a lot talking about whoever and whatever the heck he wants. Very dumb guy. Very dumb guy. But like I said, Damian Lillard, he hasn't had much luck for the Blazers. I mean, he's most definitely a top 10.
They peaked last year.
Yeah, I mean, he's a top 10 NBA player. We all know that, and he's even voiced that he wants to stay with the Blazers the rest of his career. I still don't know if that's the solution for him.
Idiot.
I don't
Yeah.
want to stay tied
also,
down to the West. My whole
here's
career.
another thing. Like, John Wall's healthy. So, like, give it – this is a solution. Like, he says he's healthy. He says he's 100% healthy. But he was going to sit out the rest of the year. Say you do a March Madness. He comes back, and he's, like, actually good at basketball for some reason.
KD
Same
can come
way with
back.
Also
KD.
have Kevin
KD can
Durant.
come back, and that might be the best team in the East. I know
Might be the best team in
Pennybrook
the
will
league.
respectively disagree, but
And I'm going to also have to politely disagree with that. as well.
I just
They're
don't
better than
think
the
Ky- I
Celtics. If
think
he comes back, they're
Kyrie-
better than the Celtics.
I personally think this could
It's
be a
okay.
bold take. Kyrie's a lot of bit overrated. I think he's overrated. I really do believe that. He won with the best player of all time. He hasn't won since then.
He didn't win with
Until
Michael
I
Jordan.
see him
Yeah, he
ever.
didn't
He
play with
never
Michael
won with Michael Jordan.
Once again, another topic for another day. But back in the NBA postseason, I like the whole March Madness idea. I don't know if every team should join in because once again, the teams that just absolutely suck this year.
I don't want to watch the Knicks play basketball.
The
again.
Hawks and the Knicks.
makes
Like
sense.
let's say the
come
Knicks
on, the
team
Hawks
up.
gotta be in it, bro.
Hawks got to be in
The
it, bro.
Trae
Knicks
Young's
team
gotta
up
be
with
in
the
it.
They got a
Raptors in the
great young
first
team.
round.
Oh,
I mean,
it's
like
okay.
no one wants to see that.
But think about this: if they're so bad, then the better teams that they play should have no trouble beating them. But that's the fun of it, watching them go at it and
No,
maybe
that's
a
true.
possible
That's
upset.
true. But then again, I just think it's kind of I wouldn't say unfair, but you're doing
It is.
the
I mean,
teams
yeah,
that
It is a little
For the
unfair
te- for
because
the
it
teams-
basically throws
Yeah,
the
I mean,
regular
you're not.
season
It's
out.
not. It's not
As a-
purely unfair. It's just doing the teams that did good in the regular season when there was actual basketball going on. It's doing them just a little, dirty justice. there
As a
for sure.
LeBron fan, they would play the Warriors, okay? If I watch Stephen Curry beat them in a one-game playoff, I might cry. That would hurt
agree.
me.
That
in
would
a
be
year where
rough.
they are
Here's the other
The
thing.
co-favorite to win the NBA Finals.
365 days a year.
Here's what they could do. They could do a March Madness format, just the top 8 from each, like they normally
Yeah.
would.
Right.
No,
that's
I
true.
would probably be more in for that than the whole league, just because of the fact that they've already played 3/4 of a season, and the teams that were doing good
deserve that.
and deserve that. And
If
the
you can't
teams
tell,
that
we like college basketball. We miss March Madness. That was a
we do
big
miss,
rip.
we do miss that.
Here's
yeah,
one
sure.
thing. You know that the NBA wants Zion Williamson in this playoffs, and right now he is
They
not.
want every star player, like Gibbs said.
Yeah.
Steph Curry. They definitely want him. I mean, he's one of
They're out.
their ratings genius. I mean, everyone wants to watch the Warriors. Let's be honest.
But I
here.
think if you add every team in, your ratings double, just because fans from every team get
That's
a
the
chance to
thing,
buy
you can't
into
pick
it.
and choose from the bottom because the Warriors are the worst. The Knicks won more games than the Hawks. The Bulls won more games than the Hawks. No one wants to watch the Bulls.
Yeah, I mean,
But I'll trade
there's a
them
couple.
play another
Yeah,
game.
I mean, there's a couple teams where you're just like, I really don't give a crap to watch.
and like
The Knicks being one, but there's also teams like you said, the Hawks, who are young and have some players that are exciting anyway to just
Even
go
though
out
they're
there
not
and ball
like
out.
the team's not.
Oh
good.
yeah, the team's not good. The coaching
But
might
Trae
not even
Young's
be
a
that
fun
good.
player to
But
watch,
Trae
yeah.
Young is very fun to
Cam
watch.
Reddish is also a great player to watch.
yep.
And I'm gonna have to disagree with that.
Yeah,
Um,
that's-
Okay, you can't disagree with that. It's
Well.
fun to watch.
On on to the next topic. I mean, after that,
yeah, let's switch the.
Give it
sport
3
here.
years. We'll see. 3 years.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
let's give
okay,
it this
wow.
year. He was.
Rookie
Terrible.
year. Okay, let him be below average rookie year. He's got time. He's 20.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
On the-
Yeah.
We'll visit this. in
Yeah,
about 2
sure.
years.
Okay. Let's switch the topic here. Let's switch the sport. We're gonna dive right into college football and the recruiting for 2021. We have Reese here, who has pulled up the 2021 class, and the top 10 appears to be Ohio State, Tennessee, Clemson, North Carolina, Michigan, who is
go blue, baby.
who is a late riser as of late. We have USC at 6, Florida at 7, LSU at 8, Minnesota at 9, and Iowa closes out the top 10 at number 10. Ohio State is absolutely dominating right now. I think they have, 4 or 5-star recruits.
4
and like
5s, 4 11s.
Number one recruit in the nation.
11 fours.
11 fours, yeah. Ohio State, I mean, it's just too easy to recruit for them. I mean, you say we're Ohio State, we beat the holy hell out of Michigan every single year. And, I mean, who doesn't want to play for Ohio State?
All right, here's the
That's
thing, though.
recruiting
J.J.
pitch.
McCarthy, 2021 quarterback, he's going to come in, change the culture at Michigan. All right, Justin Fields is going to leave from Ohio State. Justin Fields won't be there anymore. J.J. McCarthy is going to lead us to the promised land. We're going to make the college football playoff in like 4 years. Give me 4 years. We're going to make the college
Okay,
football
in 4
playoff.
years, when a bunch of these guys are seniors, I'm looking at right here that are all going to Ohio State.
Freshmen in high school right now.
All I
will
have to
be
say
playing.
is J.J. McCarthy. That's all I'm saying. That's
Well,
just
all I'm saying is you've lost 8 straight years, and no one cares about Michigan football anymore. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna pitch
we're
on.
consistently the second best team in the second best conference. So that's
When did you get in the Big 12?
Big
What?
Big
Second best
12
conference.
better
You
than the
did not
Big
say that.
10.
Big 12 is better than
Oh,
the
you're
Big 10.
wild.
Big 12.
As an
You're
actual
wildin'.
conference, absolutely.
No, you're wilding.
Absolutely.
You're wilding.
The Big 10.
Who's the second best team in the Big 12?
Last
Well,
year
it
was
changes
Baylor.
every year. It changes every year.
Last year
Yeah,
was
Baylor.
Baylor.
They lost
Yeah,
what,
and if
one
you
game?
think Baylor's better than Penn State or
That's
Michigan,
Oklahoma.
you're crazy.
Well, Michigan's
consistently?
garbage. I don't care. Oklahoma's obviously okay. Oklahoma is not
Oklahoma's
as
the
good as Ohio
best
State.
out of-
Yeah,
Texas always
After
disappoints.
and Texas. Well, you never know with Texas. I mean, as of late, they've been 10
Been
win.
since 05.
Yeah, I mean they've been 10-win teams, and there's been 7-win teams or 8-win teams like this past year. And then there's teams like Baylor who just come out of nowhere and win 11, 12 games
They
this
won't
year.
be doing that anymore without.
And then you had TCU a couple years ago.
Always average.
Yeah, but you gotta
Texas
look,
Tech
Big
always
10
has that surprise year every
Big 10
now
has
and then.
Penn State, Michigan every year, who are always good.
Minnesota,
yeah,
Minnesota's
I'm
on the
not-
rise.
football
Michigan
now.
State made the college football
Yeah,
playoff.
I'm not.
Like,
I'm
that
not going to
happened.
argue with the
They're
Big. The
garbage
Big Ten
now,
is
but
very
yes.
good. It's just very debatable who that second. We all know who the best. I mean, the SEC.
SEC, obviously.
Yeah, I mean
I
they.
can't believe you think the Big 12's better.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Big 12 just because of the fact that they have that surprise team every year, and they're fun to watch. No defense.
See,
I just.
Minnesota
He's
was
just
a
a
surprise
hater
team
on
last year,
Michigan.
though.
That's what it is. He's a hater on Michigan.
Minnesota's
bro.
not-
I am a
surprise
hater on
team
Michigan,
anymore,
but then again, I mean,
You know why he's a
I
hater?
respect
Because that
Penn
Because
State.
he don't want to see that smoke against Auburn.
And then again, okay, God, chill out, bro.
Hey, none of y'all want to see the smoking against LSU.
You're not a fan.
None of y'all
You're
want to
not
see
a
Duke
LSU
in a
fan.
college football playoff. That's all I got to say.
Duke is terrible, and Gibbs is a bandwagon. We're gonna leave it at that. But then
Okay,
again,
but the ACC could be on the
ACC
rise.
yeah, no, the
Louisville's looking a
ACC
lot better, which I don't. And
Okay,
then
a
North
couple years ago-
Carolina,
North Carolina's on the rise.
North Carolina.
I mean,
is
we'll beat them by
real-
30 this year.
Mac
They're
Brown
going to be
is
good.
good at his job.
Oh yeah, that.
he
Number
will
4
probably
recruiting.
die in a couple of years as
Oh,
well.
Okay, but
then
until
again,
then, guess what? North
Recruiting
Carolina's gonna
class
be a
number
pretty solid football team.
Top 5 recruiting class. Sam Howell's a possible Heisman finalist. Like
Okay.
that's
If
a
not
thing.
this year, absolutely next year.
But
Yeah.
the thing with the ACC, total drop off after Lamar Jackson left. I mean, I think we can all agree with that.
Trevor Lawrence came in and
No,
last
well,
2
other
years.
than
been
Clemson,
Clemson,
I'm
yeah.
saying besides Clemson, there's
Oh.
not been that pure number 2 team that
Yeah, so you had,
competes with
you had
Clemson.
Florida State.
It used to be
Jameis
Florida
Winston,
State and Miami.
Jimbo leaves.
They
Miami
just,
has 1 year. Louisville had
yeah.
a year or 2.
Yeah, the ACC it's very inconsistent. But like I said, or like y'all said, if North Carolina and Miami and teams like that can step it up, which they are very capable of doing, due to their recruiting and their transfers that they're getting out of the transfer portal.
Florida State should
Just
be
the culture in
Yeah.
general at some of those schools. Like Florida State, there's no reason they shouldn't be good at football in a couple of years.
Absolutely,
Like it is so easy.
And
to
I like
recruit
their
at Florida
coach, Mike
State.
Norvell's.
You like North
Yeah,
Carolina?
Mike Norvell is.
Oh, he can't be
a very good coach as well.
Who'd they just have?
Oh,
What's his name?
Oh,
he
Willie
was
Taggart.
horrible.
Willie Taggart.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Can't be worse than
Yeah,
Taggart.
he probably shouldn't even deserve a high school coaching job, let alone a top tier
Horrible.
program tradition like Florida State.
Yeah.
You know, but
That was very
Reese is showing me these rankings here, and Alabama right now is at 34. I know they're in it with a lot of guys.
One above Kentucky.
Wow.
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 That's
4
that's
spots ahead of
incredible.
Duke.
Wow. The thing about Alabama, they're in it with a lot of guys who have not committed yet. A lot of 5 stars, a lot of very talented 4 stars. Yeah, I mean, Alabama, we all know they're going to finish top 10 or top 5, maybe even top 3 like they do every year.
I mean, there are some schools above them that are just.
They've signed 2 very, very good receivers. Pretty sure top 100. Can't think of the names right off the bat. But Alabama, I mean, we all know the way they recruit. But the SEC, they've ruled recruiting the past couple of years.
Oh yeah.
And
Clemson and Ohio State.
Yeah,
Those
and
are
then
two
Clemson and Ohio
exceptions.
State. Those are the 2
Powerhouses.
non-SEC
Oklahoma will get a
schools.
few of those offensive players.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Oklahoma,
Oklahoma,
they're a
they
top
get-
10 school.
yeah, they
but then again,
load
you
them
know,
on
the
offense.
SEC, we all know Alabama, LSU, A&M, Florida, Auburn. Those are the 5 that are
You
dominating.
said
And
a few names
Tennessee as of
before
late.
Auburn. That was pretty surprising.
Do what?
You said A&M before Auburn.
Oh, because they have better recruiting
No,
classes.
he's going in
Yeah,
numerical
they do.
order
I'm
from
not-
1
yeah.
to 5.
Here's a possible thing about Alabama though. Not saying they're going to fall off, but they could like go down a
People
little
could catch
bit.
up to them.
Yeah, like that's
I
a possible
hate to break it
solution.
to you,
but Bryce,
but if Nick Saban is coaching for Alabama,
they're probably
they
going to
are
be a
not
top-
dropping
yeah,
off anytime soon.
I agree, but here's the thing: you get a couple bad recruiting classes. Say they don't end up getting everyone they think they might get.
Not true.
You get a couple bad. They do have Bryce Young coming in, freaking monster
For 2020.
Yeah.
Amazing.
He's
Incredible quarterback.
Yeah, and him, I'm. You know what I would look forward to seeing him and DJ in a college football playoff face off against each other. I think that'd be pretty dope. Just throwing that out there, possible.
I think they go 1 and 2 either way when they go in the draft.
I'm going to throw in a hot take here. Bryce Young is the 2nd best quarterback on his team
Stop.
and the 3rd best quarterback in the state of Alabama.
Have you
But
watched? You
I'm
watched
just
the
gonna
tape? You
Oh
watched the
my
film?
Lord.
I mean, Reese, my film in high school looks good. So
Okay, and he's playing at the best high school in the
No,
In
no,
the country.
don't get me
In
wrong.
the
Bryce Young is
country.
a 5-star recruit. He is an
Obviously.
incredible.
the second best quarterback in the nation.
Okay, and we're
I
gonna
think DJ's a little bit
I
better.
think DJ's better.
But I mean,
DJ's
that's
just
an
got a
argument.
cast.
That's a
DJ's got a
100% an
rocket.
argument.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know how quarterback's gonna be. I mean, you look at JT Daniels, who just transferred today
Oh,
to
yes.
Georgia.
Oh yeah, that's a interesting.
There's been people who think, aka Sharp Sports on YouTube.
Hey, don't throw him out. Hey, but if you want to react to us, bro, we got you.
Yeah, sure, Sharp, if you want to react to us. But anyway, Sharp Sports thinks that JT Daniels was the best high school quarterback prospect of all time. And us 4 are sitting here thinking, well, there's this guy named Trevor Lawrence who we're all just thinking of, and he is leaps and bounds better than JT Daniels.
Here's the thing about Trevor. Trevor was not the number 1 quarterback coming out of high school. He
That
was
is-
actually 2. Fields was
But then
actually
again,
higher.
you can't go wrong with Justin Fields as well. I mean,
Both
those
of them
those
are
top
both
2
of them are top
undisputed.
5 picks in next year's NFL
Yeah,
draft.
I mean that's 1A and 1B right
yeah,
there.
Lawrence
for
is
sure.
going 1, and then the next team who
Yeah,
wants a
but-
quarterback's taking Fields.
Looking at recruiting here still, I mean, there's teams like here. Scroll down there a little bit, Reese. There's teams like
Rutgers at 18.
Maryland, Rutgers, Iowa,
On recruiting?
Minnesota. who are
Rutgers at
top
18 above
20.
Auburn, Wisconsin, and Baylor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but think
Rutgers is going to be pretty good in a few years, man.
yeah. Okay.
When's the
They're
last time they
worst
won more
program-
than? When's the
Oh,
last time they
real
won more than
quick.
5 games?
UConn might shut down their football program.
Really?
That's
yeah, I just saw
embarrassing.
that today.
That's
Very embarrassing.
Anyways, continue.
But like I said, those schools have like 16 and 17 recruits right now, and all of them are 3 stars. So based off like he said, A&M's at 24, Auburn's at 21 sitting right now, Alabama's at 34 with how many commitments?
They have 5 4-stars and 1 3-star.
Yeah, I mean with what was that 6 commitments right there? with Minnesota having
Toledo's above a lot of teams.
yeah, those schools just have very low 3-star recruits and maybe the occasional 4-star that commits to them. They have just the 24/7 sports composite rating that is just it just averages out to be like an 88 or an 89, and it gives them recruiting points based off how 24/7 sports works, and it's better than them top tier programs. But as we all know, come national or early national signing day in
Alabama will
December,
be top 10.
Yeah,
That'll be fine.
Alabama.
They're
I
fine.
think teams like Tennessee
Also,
drop.
I think Tennessee drops a little, but they're definitely on the rise.
No,
as a
yeah,
program.
they're definitely
that
on the
program's
rise.
incredible.
I hope I'm right about this. I think Tennessee will be up there with LSU, Alabama, Georgia.
The SEC's only
I
going to
hope
get
I'm
better.
right about
Like
that.
I don't know who's going to fall off in the SEC.
Yeah, it's been so consistent.
And that's
over
why
the
you say
past-
that about
yeah.
Alabama, because it looks like
Yeah, like
these
people
teams
could
are
just catch up.
just
like,
taking players
'cause, like,
from them, essentially.
Say Tennessee, yeah, they're
guys
taking,
who normally
they're
go
taking
to
some
Alabama are
recruits.
going to go to
yeah.
a
and
mix
say,
between Georgia and Tennessee.
Tennessee is giving Alabama good games. We're used to when Alabama plays Tennessee.
with
It's
50 pieces.
40
yeah,
pieces.
it is-
Exactly.
it's
like
not even
LSU this
close.
past year.
Yeah,
But
Some
then
people
again,
still thought
We're
Alabama would rock 'em.
we're the Nick Saban coaching tree. We're kind of undermining that. I mean, Jeremy Pruitt at Tennessee right now. You have Kirby Smart at Georgia.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't even think
that's,
about
that's
both
insane.
of those
Yeah,
guys.
Kirby
Yeah.
Smart was on
Kiffin-
Alabama staff
Kiffin
for
too. Like,
Yeah,
like
Lane
all
Kiffin,
these. Yeah,
He's back.
yeah.
And
I mean,
the
SEC 's
SEC
gonna-
coaching
yeah.
is getting 10
Oh
times
yeah,
better
it's,
too.
I mean,
And
imagine
they're all
an SEC
Saban guys.
an SEC media day, which is very entertaining to watch. You should go check that out.
Mike Leach.
I mean, yeah, Mike Leach, who's a character anyway.
I
Lane
love Mike
Kiffin,
Leach. Mike Leach is the
Gus
goat.
Malzahn, who's a very down to earth guy anyway. Nick Saban, we all know, he's the GOAT, obviously.
Mark Stoops does his thing at Kentucky.
Mark Stoops does.
I mean,
his
he
thing.
really
This
does.
isn't a bad coach.
He's a
You
good-
I
yeah.
can't believe he didn't get the Florida State job.
I mean, I hate Kentucky football and I hate Kentucky period, but you can't down Mark
Good
Stoops.
coach.
He does
Mark-
he does a very
good job being
very
a
above average
basketball
job.
Yeah, being
Yeah.
a basketball school in the SEC.
yeah. I mean, that's hard enough anyway. But yeah, I mean, these rankings right now are, I mean, they're just not good. Period. I mean, North Carolina's getting good recruits. Clemson, we all know they're top 2, top 3 every year. But teams like Minnesota, Maryland, Iowa,
Oh,
Yeah.
don't
Rutgers.
hate on him, Minnesota.
No,
Minnesota's on the
no,
rise a
Yeah,
little
no,
bit.
Minnesota's one of them Tennessee
Until PJ
teams.
Here's the
Fleck
thing:
gets a
nobody can
higher up
take
job.
no one can take actual college visits right now.
Yeah, no,
like everything's
That's-
online.
We all know that's
like
the big thing.
when a lot of these Tennessee recruits, when a lot of them can go down to Alabama, Auburn,
Right.
Florida, they're gonna.
They haven't
a
even
few of
visited
them will
Tennessee
probably, they're going to switch they're going to decommit. and go
Very
somewhere
hot
else.
take. This will be the season of decommitments. This will be the most decommitments.
Is that a
in
hot take?
Probably not.
Probably not.
It's
Yeah,
very
I'm gonna
realistic.
say we're
I
all
think with
gonna
all
agree
that's
with
going
that.
on, it's just gonna.
It's
There's gonna be a lot of
just
people
it's
who
one
wanna
of them
change their
things
minds up.
where
We're just
a lot
hoping
of
we get to
these-
watch college football.
oh we will
honestly.
We will.
Think
I mean
so?
the SEC's already.
Oh, they lose
planned
too much money not
practices.
playing football.
Yeah,
I mean, we're looking at like $4 to
Billion.
$5 billion,
Billion
not
dollars.
million,
Billion
dollars
dollars.
that they're going to lose.
Absolutely.
They literally can't afford to do that.
absolutely. But yeah, there's most definitely going to be football this year. I mean, the SEC is the earliest conference as of late to schedule practices.
I'm a little bit worried about Michigan. Not going to lie.
Yeah,
They're
Now,
kinda-
there's
scary.
a couple schools in the SEC that need to practice anyway, and Auburn is one of them schools. I mean, Alabama's one of them schools. They don't know who's going to play quarterback.
I'm not worried about my Tigers. I think we're gonna be fine.
I'm not worried about my Blue Devils either. Throw it out there.
I would be worried about that, and I would be worried about how much you bandwagon each team every single season.
I mean, it's getting a little ridiculous.
It's getting ridiculous. Michigan 1 minute. Oh, I'm an Oregon fan against Auburn, but they lost, so I'm gonna
Oh
hop on
yeah, I was an
LSU.
Oregon fan. I was. That happened.
All right.
It happened. Okay. Anyway, we're
All
gonna.
right, I got one quick question. Who's y'all's prediction to win the SEC next year?
Ooh,
While we're
that's
on
tough.
the SEC topic,
I mean, y'all know I'm gonna go with War Eagle Auburn, bro.
That's-
I mean,
that's
I'm with
actually
Auburn.
that's a
Fair though.
No, I mean
Yeah.
that's a fair take because
I think Bo Nix has a big leap this year. I'm a big fan of Bo Nix. I
Yeah.
like Bo Nix. I think he.
Can I
You
say
either
it?
you either love him or you
What?
hate him. It's
What's that?
just
I think LSU repeats.
Oh no,
nah. They
I
lost
think
to
Alabama. I
Rutgers.
think Alabama.
that
wins
offense lost. How
I'm
many
gonna go.
starters?
I hate Florida,
Oh, all of
but
them.
I think
Literally all of
Florida.
except for Jamal Chase.
I think Florida has the best chance to win the SEC. And I'm not even a big Florida guy. I hate Florida, but they have an experienced quarterback coming back.
I don't like.
They did not lose a lot. They really
That's true.
didn't.
They didn't
Who
lose.
does?
Much
Their
at all.
defense is good every
They lose
year.
C.J. Henderson and
Their
you know,
toughest
a couple
opponent on the
others.
schedule.
Yeah.
Zuniga.
Their toughest opponent on the schedule is, of course, Georgia and LSU. They got to play LSU, but they're at home against LSU this year, and they're neutral site against Georgia this year. Georgia's won 3 straight years, but then again, Georgia's got that quarterback problem. We don't know if it's going to be.
They have 3 guys right now.
Yeah.
Really, they
Newman.
have. It
If
depends if JT Daniels is eligible.
If he's eligible, yeah.
Yeah.
If he's eligible, I think I
I want
know.
to say it. I want to say that he would win the job.
But I watched
His
Newman
first
play
mistake
in
was
the
going
bowl
to
game
Pac-12.
last year. I was just watching.
Right, yeah.
He looked good. He threw 3 touchdowns.
He's
but
not a
I don't
bad
think he'll
quarterback.
thrive in the
He's
SEC,
not
though. That's my
terrible.
only thing.
I just don't think he's hyped up like some of these big analysts really think he is.
so
But Jake Fromm wasn't that good this year, and they still won football.
And that's true,
games.
but if you now Georgia's one of the teams. They're
They got
just
an O-line,
talented.
they can run the ball.
Yeah,
They're
they're
That's why
talented
I
top
think
to bottom.
That's why I think Alabama's going to win SEC because even if they don't get that quarterback, even though they're not the best quarterback, like as
Okay,
recent years
but
they would, but
if
I think
Bryce
their
Young
defense holds
plays-
them. If Bryce Young plays, they leading
But
in charge
what
for
if
a national
Bryce Young
championship.
plays and Bryce Young is absolutely terrible?
That won't happen.
like
you
It won't
can't
happen.
you
I'm not gonna
can't
say
rule
that.
that out.
I'll
Being a
promise you.
freshman in the SEC, as we saw last year, is very difficult. At the quarterback position.
I do agree with that.
At the
fair.
quarterback
That's fair.
position, it's the toughest conference.
Your first year in the
the
SEC 's
toughest
difficult.
division, SEC
Burrow
West.
threw what? 16 touchdowns.
His junior
first year?
Yeah,
His first year in the SEC.
Yeah,
His junior
16
year.
touchdowns.
50? I mean, 50 is second year. That's
Dude,
in
60.
60?
something.
Was it
58 or
60?
something.
50?
in the
Yeah, it was
Natty.
like high 50.
I think
No,
Bryce
60.
Young will take that
60
win
on the
That's
too.
dot.
incredible.
5,800 yards. Yeah, it was 60 with 5,800. But yeah, being that the
Goat.
first year in the SEC is very tough. I mean, Jamie Newman, he might just absolutely suck. This
He
year.
could be horrible. I hate seeing
Or,
We're going
I
to
hate
get to
to
this
say it,
But he's
later.
also an experienced guy.
He
who
could be
come in
good. I
very
mean,
solid.
he
He
needs
could
to be a
be
game manager. He has weapons. If he can be a
Literally
game manager, let the
needs to be
defense
Jake
play.
Fromm.
He needs to be Jake
Yeah.
Fromm that can maybe throw a deep ball every once in a while because we
I mean,
all know
we
Jake
all know
Fromm cannot do
Georgia-
that.
But he can run too. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was about to
Top-
say,
he's
Jake
more
Fromm's
athletic.
athletic.
Top tier in recruiting linemen and any other position. The only position they're weak at is what they were weak at last year, and that's receiver. They have one guy who's a stud in George
Stud.
Pickens.
Yeah,
So,
he's a stud. He's a
I hate George Pickens, but
yeah, he's kind of a punk.
yeah. But besides the fact that Georgia, like, they just need Jamie Newman to be a game manager. If
Or
they can
JT
do that-
Daniels.
Or JT Daniels. Or
That's
true
kinda what he
freshman
does
Carson
anyways.
Beck. I mean,
Carson Beck.
who knows? You know, he was a former 5-star recruit. Who, I mean,
Is that going to be the,
who freaking
the
knows?
quarterback battle of the year that everyone's going to be focused on? Georgia.
I think
I think Georgia and Alabama. Georgia and
Alabama,
Alabama are
it's-
See,
the
I don't
between
think
those two.
Alabama is. With Alabama starting so late,
That's the thing.
That's
They're
true.
gonna
I think
rely
you
on
got to
Mac
give it to
Jones.
Mac Jones
yeah,
at the beginning.
Mac Jones came in and did a very good job.
We could see a Tua type
yeah,
of thing
but
where, like, if they
they
get in a
switch him
big
out,
game
yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're struggling,
Yeah.
they throw in Bryce Young.
But
and
I
we
wouldn't
all
be
know Nick
surprised
Saban
either.
didn't care about that.
Yeah.
He'll throw him in if he feels like throwing him in. So.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised either 2 games in. It switches either way, depending on who they.
I mean,
start.
yeah, you saw it at Clemson a couple years ago. Kelly Bryant, the experienced starter,
And he was
and
good.
then
We
Dabo
told you-
Sweeney said, "Screw this, let's throw in
The
Trevor
freshman,
Lawrence, who
yeah.
is
Which
the best quarterback
me
in
and
the
Reese
country."
me and
said before
KJ
the season.
here.
Yeah, that
said-
shoulda
we
happened.
predicted
They-
that he
they
would-
coulda-
I will say it. I was a big Kelly Bryant fan.
Yeah, well,
but
okay.
it's whatever.
How
It's
much
whatever.
now?
I
was-
think
was
this is a
wrong.
good way
I was wrong about that
to
one.
lead into
clearly.
our next topic, talking about Trevor Lawrence, the 2021 mock draft.
Let's do it. Let's get
Todd
right into it.
McShay's mock
Number
draft.
one.
This is Todd
obviously.
McShay's 2021 mock draft. Obviously, the teams, we have no clue. Like, this dude has, right now, he has the, what's a crazy one? Like
The
he
Bears
has-
at 5.
Yeah, the
That's
Bears
ridiculous.
at 5. We don't, I mean,
Is
no
it
one has any
ridiculous,
clue.
though?
The Bears at 5 and not taking a quarterback? Yes, that's a bit insane.
Yeah, the Pats at 16.
Right.
Personally, I don't think the Pats
Unless
are
they
good
think
enough
Nick
to win-
Foles is
to-
just gonna.
So
If,
let's
if the
dive
Bears
right
suck,
in.
it's because their quarterbacks suck. They're going to draft
Let's
a quarterback.
dive right into the top 10. So at 1, we all know Trevor Lawrence. There's going to be so many teams tanking for him this year, and it just so happens to be the Jacksonville Jaguars, which is very realistic.
But let's hope
Right.
it doesn't happen.
But he would.
Let's
he
hope-
would.
let's
He
hope-
would
really
hope
hope that doesn't
Let's
happen.
hope it does not come down to the
really hope
Jacksonville
the Jacksonville
Jaguars.
Jaguars do not end up with arguably the greatest quarterback prospect.
The
in
most
NFL
undisputed number 1
In
pick
the
of all
first.
time.
Oh yeah.
We'll see.
Probably.
You can't just
He-
go
I
out and
wouldn't
say
say
that.
because
before the
like
season.
he's
can't just say
definitely he's got to be top 3 biggest quarterback prospects to ever come out of college.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean,
think
you
he's
look
the
at guys
best.
like,
I think he's the best
I
too
mean,
personally.
freaking Ryan Leaf was one, but
yeah,
look
like,
how that
like
turned out.
people
So we don't
almost
know.
took like people actually considered taking Ryan Leaf over Peyton
I mean,
Manning.
yeah.
no one's
Jamarcus
thinking
Russell
about.
was another one.
Yeah, Jamarcus
So
Russell.
You can't.
Mel
talk about
Kiper thought
quarterbacks.
that he was going to be an MVP in his sophomore
Well,
season.
we all know we're not fans of Mel Kiper, so I'm
That's
just
why
gonna
we got
put-
Todd McShay.
That's
out
why.
there.
That's why we got
McShay's draft.
McShay's
Yeah, we'll
early
see
mock
McShay.
draft. So at number 2, we have Gregory Roose, the
Stud.
defensive tackle, defensive end out of the University of Miami. He had a breakout sophomore season. I want to say he had double-digit sacks. If someone
did.
could look that up.
Hold on. He might be in this.
Yeah, I mean, he was
Staying in Florida.
Yeah,
that's,
and
that's
it was,
also like a
actually he
big-
wasn't even a sophomore. He was a redshirt freshman last season.
Jeez.
So
That's
dominating the ACC as a redshirt freshman.
I mean, all this says
6'6", 251.
Is
Yeah,
that- it-
definitely
big-
can't argue with
Yeah,
that.
this
big
just
hit.
said he has double-digit sacks.
Yeah.
Redshirt freshman.
If we're
I wanna
being
say- I wanna
realistic,
say it was
though,
11 something.
I think the Dolphins win more
15
games.
and
They're
a
not going to be the
half
number 2
sacks.
pick.
How much?
15 and a half.
15. Oh, yeah. I mean,
That's incredible.
if you, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah, if you
honestly,
repeat
that he was
sack
probably
production,
the
doesn't
most
even have to
underrated player in college football.
Yeah,
this
who
year.
talked about that?
Not
dude?
not alone college or the best or the most underrated player, but most underrated defensive lineman. We all know what Chase Young did last year.
Exactly.
He finished with 16 and a half,
and
and
he's
Gregory
getting all the
Rousseau
hype.
was one behind him.
And he's sometimes a defensive tackle, not always.
Yeah, no,
He's
Chase
not
Young,
just a
he-
straight
he's one of
pass
them
runner.
just-
He should probably play edge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in the
I mean
NFL.
He
he's
will
he's
in
in
the
everywhere.
NFL,
Number 3 here we have Justin Fields, the
Interesting.
quarterback from Ohio State. We all know Justin
argue with
Fields.
Beast.
Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, 1A and 1B for sure. McShay
Well-
has him going to the Panthers. I don't know how
Yeah.
that'll fit, but
What,
then
what does
again,
Teddy do? Do they just give up on him after 1 year?
Well,
I
then
think
again, you don't
Teddy
know how
wins
Teddy-
too many games.
Yeah,
to,
yeah, he's one of them
Oh, I
game
don't know,
managers you're
man.
talking about.
That's what Matt Rule does, though. He goes to a place, they suck
Start-
for 1 year.
start
They're
all
terrible.
over.
That's true. And
That
think
is
about
a
Matt
good
Rule, he just came from that college system. Justin Fields just came from college.
And if Justin Fields is just in your lap,
I feel like
I say you take
I feel
but
like it's
then
hard
again,
to
you
pass
look
on
at
him. It
yeah,
really
and you
is.
look at the Panthers. They don't have a terrible offensive line.
that's what I
They
was
they have the
but they
best
also-
playmaker in football, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, no,
is the best
McCaffrey's
player.
Mr. Do It All anyway.
Yeah.
And if you want to up the offensive line, I mean, Penei
See,
Sewell,
they got
obviously.
receivers. They don't need Chase.
Yeah, I mean,
I would
receivers.
say- I would say
Sold to
the
the
only argument is
Redskins.
Sewell.
That
Yeah,
makes
today
that makes
Sewell.
perfect
Sewell to the
sense for the
Redskins does make
Redskins.
sense.
Because I mean,
What a
if
beast.
they're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
ride or die with Dwayne Haskins,
Oh, and not even that.
which I don't think they should do. I think
They're
Dwayne
trading
Haskins is
Trent
bad.
Williams, or they already did. They
Yeah.
traded him to the 49ers.
49ers,
Who is their left tackle?
Their left tackle is LSU. They just drafted him.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna take Penei Sewell over
Sadiq
Obey.
Charles.
Agreed.
Oh, okay.
He
Well,
has
I'm
a
gonna
lot of
take
issues.
the number 4 pick or whatever.
I'm gonna take
McShay.
Sewell.
A top-
too.
the number one,
And not
tackle
even that.
prospect.
One of the
the
best
Redskins
tackle
might
prospects we've seen in a
absolutely
long
suck
time.
this year and be the first pick. Imagine if they got Trevor Lawrence.
or at
Wow.
least get like third and get
yeah,
Fields.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's something to think about for sure.
and they got new coaching, dude. I really don't think they want Haskins to. I don't think
Yeah.
Ron Rivera wants Haskins.
Well, if I think it's one of the things where they're gonna give him a year because if they did,
yeah,
want
you have to give him a
Haskins-
chance.
I mean, Tua was up there
Yeah.
last year.
Who knows?
But then again, Chase Young was also up there. He's one of the generational.
Can't pass up on him either.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 5 here we have Jamar Chase, the receiver from LSU. Last year's Biletnikoff winner.
Best receiver in college football.
Absolutely,
Well,
as a
was-
true sophomore,
Oh, as a freshman, he only got 17 passes
Yeah.
all year.
and that's ridiculous because
He went from 17
You look
passes
at-
caught to a
That-
Biletnikoff.
You look at
That's
LSU's
changing
offense.
offense.
Yeah, you look at LSU's offense. I mean,
Joe
Joe Burrow
Brady.
had 16 touchdowns and low key sucked his first year at LSU, and Jamar Chase was not relevant for the most part. And then comes out the next year with like 50 some catches, 1,700 yards, and led the country in touchdowns.
I mean,
So-
y'all know what'd be kind of crazy is if the Bengals suck because they could be absolutely
yeah.
horrible, and
Absolutely.
they draft Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
And
that
you
would- that would
team
be
him,
something cool.
him, T. Higgins up with Joe
Burrow.
Burrow
Yeah.
for the future,
Why do you have
which
the
I
They
think
still have
AJ
Tyler
Green's out of
Boyd.
there. Oh yeah, still
They
have Tyler Boyd
Alden
as well.
Tate. And for this year, he
Joe
doesn't have
Mixon still. Joe
Joe
Mixon's
Mixon's
a
there.
good
but John
receiver.
Ross,
It's something to think about.
candidate for a breakout year with Joe Burrow.
Yeah, it's something. To
Yeah,
think
that
about.
dude.
If he sucks,
Good
he sucks.
If you're that
Just
fast,
throw them long
just
balls.
run him straight and let Burrow
Exactly.
toss a couple.
Let
up
him at least
every
be a
once in
decoy.
while.
Don't even just tell
Yeah,
him
he
to
can
go.
be a
Tell him to
decoy.
Just
run.
go.
At least.
All right, at number 6 here we have Walker Little, the left tackle from Stanford, going to the Jags. Not a bad pick from the Jags, but you look at the Jags; they've went offensive line in the second round back-to-back years with Cam Robinson.
They can't draft.
Yeah,
But
and-
this one,
and
it's kind
Jamal
of understandable
Taylor from
because if you
Florida.
get Trevor Lawrence, you don't want anything happening to him.
That's true.
It's one of the things Walker Little sit out his sophomore season at Stanford last year.
The only thing is, you also need a defense, so Trevor Lawrence
They
doesn't
need
have to come off.
everything. They need
Yeah,
everything.
they
No, the
do.
Jags
That's a
don't-
bad team. Dude.
I mean, the Jags they've been drafting defense the past couple years. They
That's
just got
true.
Kalavon.
Yeah, they also
Chase
have been
on.
trading their defense.
Yeah,
Jonathan
trading-
That's
Godwin's
true.
about to
Like
leave.
Chase
Jalen
on
Ramsey
will probably
gone.
not be on
Miles
the
Jack.
Jaguars in 4 years.
Miles
but-
Jack's still there, right?
yeah, he's still
he's
there,
the
but
one
he's
left.
They give him an extension.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah.
Yeah, Telvin Smith just got in trouble,
Yep,
and he
Yannick
didn't play last year.
Ngakoue is
Giannis
about to
Ngakoue's
get
about to
traded.
go. AJ Boye just
Yeah,
left.
but like you said, Trevor Lawrence, if he gets
Can't go
picked
wrong with
first,
O-tackle, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, and honestly, it wouldn't even be a reach. I mean, you look up and down this list. There's a lot of offensive tackles like we saw
I
in
prefer
last year's draft.
This is early, but I prefer Leatherwood over
Yeah,
Little.
I mean, it's
But we
just- it's
can. We'll
preferences.
just see. I
We'll
mean,
just
this is
see,
also a
yeah.
year early. It's
Right.
like,
And
just
it's
Some
pick
of these
it.
Yeah,
guys,
they're possible. We
some
don't
of these
really
guys might
know.
absolutely suck. I
Yeah,
mean, Walker
yeah,
Little might not
injuries-
even get drafted
Yeah,
next year.
this is barring injuries. I mean, there could be
mean,
yeah,
injuries
yeah.
galore.
Yeah, you don't even know. But at number 7, we have Justin Justin Ross, the receiver from Clemson, going to the Lions here. I mean, At this point, who cares who the Lions pick? I mean,
Well,
Matthew
horrible.
Stafford is good every year. Their
As long
coaching
as they
sucks.
fire,
Yeah.
They got to
Patricia.
get Matt Patricia
They are
out
a
of
team
there.
who is very consistent at winning 6 to 7 games.
Yeah.
And not only that, but they're in a division who's, progressively getting better.
I think they might get a little worse this year.
I think
Over the years,
Stafford is one of the most underrated quarterbacks. He's one of
Yeah.
the most underrated quarterbacks.
Yeah, and Marvin
In the
Jones
league.
might not be there next year.
See,
So
Marvin Jones is gone. And you paired
Already got
Galladay
rid of
with
Slay,
Ross.
but you got Akuda now for Detroit.
Beast.
Yeah. And that's a solid pick.
Akuda, I didn't argue with that pick, but at the same time, I feel like they could have addressed other issues. But that's just a personal.
D-line,
That's just
maybe.
because we
Yeah,
like
it's-
Isaiah Simmons.
they have
better.
so many
Yeah.
issues
Or
to
they
address.
Simmons.
You got to pick one. I mean,
Yeah.
And
Lockdown
Okuda, once again,
corner,
he's one of
can't
the
go wrong
guys.
with
He's
it.
just gonna be a bonus.
But my opinion is you could have just paid Darius Slay and got a D lineman.
I don't think Darius Slay wanted to be
Yeah, I
paid
think
by
he-
I don't
think
either.
he
I think he
wanted
wanted
out
out, which
regardless.
you cannot blame the
Yeah,
dude.
can't blame him.
First
Can't
thing,
blame
you're playing in
someone for-
Detroit. Not only are you playing in Detroit, but you're playing on one of the worst teams in the league.
And
So,
you're playing in
the
a very
city,
competitive
Yeah,
division.
it's just not
for
a
one of the
yeah.
worst coaches in the league.
Yes.
Mm,
And
top
he's-
3 worst.
As a head coach,
top 3
as
worst.
a head coach, maybe very good at
Good DC.
yeah. a defensive
Okay, but here's the
coordinator,
thing:
but
he's a
he is-
DC
he's
for
proven
Bill
nothing.
Belichick.
Yeah,
So
Bill Belichick
we don't
runs
really
that
know.
defense. We all
Yeah.
know. All right, at number 8 we have Patrick Surtain, the cornerback from Alabama. His father played in the NFL for the Seattle Seahawks. He's a Hall of Famer. Surtain, it's hard not to look at him and think, well, he will probably be one too.
Yeah.
He's been playing at Alabama since a true freshman, and it has him going to the New York Jets, who are in desperate need of, well, anyone, because they are one of them teams who kind of suck.
Yeah.
So
They're just in the
Surtain,
bad.
6'2" corner. That's
Yeah.
You like to see
He's
that.
a big guy for sure. Very big guy for sure. And at number 9, we have Jalen Mayfield, the offensive tackle from Michigan, going to the Bengals. It's one of them things. The Bengals' offensive line, kind of sucks probably, and you got to protect your
That's it.
franchise Q for sure.
Speaking of protecting franchise Q, pick 10, Alex Leatherwood to the Dolphins.
It's a good pick. Offensive lineman from Alabama. Once
play
again, you can't go wrong with
tackle,
him.
guard.
He's one of them guys who could be a top 3 pick, top 10 pick,
And-
or
and
we
him
might
and-
not even see him in the
First
first round.
round.
him
We
and Tua
we
have
no
played
clue.
together. They got experience together.
Yeah.
Speaking
that'd
of
be cool.
Alabama, pick number 11, Jalen Waddle.
Yep, receiver from Alabama.
He's an Alabama receiver. That
He-
is all you need to say. I mean,
the
let's be
fastest
honest.
man in college football.
Actually, though, this kind of surprises me. They've got him
Going to the
18 picks
Titans.
higher over Devontae Smith.
Oh yeah. Now, once again, this list you never know. I mean, DeVonta Smith was arguably the most productive Alabama receiver last year,
He's
and
low.
he might absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he might
bad.
absolutely suck this year.
Yeah.
We have no clue.
I
But yeah,
think-
Jalen Waddle. He's
I think
Jalen
that
Waddle.
speed
last
just
year.
really
That speed,
opens
yes.
teams' eyes.
And not only if you can put him at receiver, let's say he sucks at receiver,
Jet
throw him in
sweeps.
punt return. I mean, he's one of the most.
Hester him.
Hester.
Yeah, Devin Hestrom. I mean, why not? And at number 12, here we go. Defensive lineman is about freaking time. Marvin Wilson, 12 to the Falcons.
That is
Falcons are in
the Falcons
desperate need.
get a D lineman. That is
And
what they
are in
need.
desperate need of, once again, someone on defense. And Marvin Wilson is one of them guys.
And another team that needs to fire their
6'5",
head coach.
315.
Yeah, big boy.
Here's the thing: this year, I know we're gonna get into this in another episode. The Falcons are just one of those teams that they can beat the really good
Yeah.
teams
But
once
they're
a year, but they're not a good
Prime
team.
for
And not
7
only
to 9.
that,
Exactly.
they waste their talent. I mean, they have the best receiver in the NFL. He
As
produces
far
every
as
single
Top 5
year.
all time.
Best receiver of his generation.
Still going
Do what?
up.
Other than maybe AB, best receiver of his generation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
'cause
Antonio
Calvin
Brown
came
produced
after
for
Calvin.
winning
Yeah,
it.
Calvin's
Like,
And he's
yeah,
one of those
exactly.
guys. He's not going to cry about his quarterback sucking like
He's
like
gonna
you
go
see a
out
lot
and
of these
produce.
receivers are. He keeps his mouth shut and just goes.
He just
does
plays
his
well. That's what I'm saying. Not a locker room issue. That's a underrated
big
thing
thing.
about receivers.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's a good point, Penny.
And at number 13, we have Sam Cosmi, the offensive lineman from Texas. Not gonna lie, have not heard
don't
of this guy
don't know this
ever.
dude. Yeah.
But if Todd McShay has him in
Pass.
his first round, he thinks highly of him. And we're gonna pass on number 13. And number 14, we have the stud
Dylan Moses.
Wow.
yeah.
inside backer Dylan Moses. Could have went pro last year.
Tore his ACL.
Tore his
He's coming
ACL
back.
at
He'll be
Alabama.
great.
Comes back.
Good pick.
Will he be
Alabama
good? Will he
linebacker.
suck? We don't know.
Probably,
but Dylan Moses,
probably pretty good.
he's one of them guys,
He
blue
looked good
chip
his sophomore
prospects.
year.
He was a 5-star prospect coming out of high school. He was on magazines when he was 15 years old. But Dylan Moses, I mean, he's
a
yeah.
stud, man.
Madden thinks highly of him too.
Yeah, I mean, Madden
I'll
thinks
take
highly
this
of
next one for you.
What is that?
My Packers, we want to take Seth Williams from Auburn, and we should have taken a receiver this year.
Yeah,
here's,
you-
here's the thing about the Packers. not gonna lie, don't expect them to pick what they
I
actually
think it's
need.
Trey Lance right here.
Well, it's a quarterback.
Exactly. They
So
need-
let's
Let's
just
trade
throw them in
let's
with
trade
Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers and Jordan
Rodgers
Love. Let's
and
just do
Jordan
it.
Love for Trevor Lawrence.
Let's
Let's
do
get
it.
the rest of them.
Yeah, let's just do it. I mean, why not?
Jamie Newman. Why
Here's
not?
the thing: they finally get a weapon for him when he's 40
Yeah, I mean,
years
Seth
old.
Williams, he's
Yeah,
a
let's wait till he's
big
on
target,
it. Let's
6'3",
wait till he's in the
220
nursing
pounds.
home.
And he's
all
pissed
SEC.
off and wants to leave by now.
Yeah. But
We
Seth
could
Williams
we
all-
could see Devontae Smith have just another great year and jump up
Which
there.
is what I
but-
think.
Yeah,
will
I
happen.
mean,
don't-
Devontae Smith.
I agree. I think
will be
Devontae
top
Smith's better.
15. I think he's good.
And I think Seth Williams is honestly one of them Green Bay Packers guy. He's a big target for
yeah,
Aaron
big target.
Rodgers.
They don't have a receiver other than Devontae Adams under 6'3", I don't think.
Yeah, I mean that's impressive to even think about.
It's incredible.
Number
I mean,
16.
size, speed. You just got to pick what you want.
Yeah,
size,
what you
speed,
want.
kind
And the
of.
Packers, I mean,
I like
whatever Aaron Rodgers wants, you're
Yeah,
gonna
That's
get.
what they're getting. The
Well,
devil.
Well,
Those are
usually,
good
The
picks.
usually,
atheist,
usually what he
whatever
wants,
that
they
man
get, but-
says, you do because he might kill everyone in that organization.
Except for this year, I mean, we just GM got bold and said, "Watch this. Watch
Yeah,
what we're
well.
about to do."
Packers definitely had one of the worst drafts in recent memory. Number 16, we have Trey Lance, the quarterback from North Dakota State, finally an FCS guy in the first round. To surprisingly the New England Patriots at 16. I don't expect the Patriots to absolutely suck this year because they're the Patriots and they still have really solid
I
players on their
expect them
team.
to suck, and I expect them to hopefully get Trevor Lawrence.
I mean, we all want them. Yeah, we all want them
It's a bad division.
to see them get Trevor Lawrence, but
Want
I
the
just don't.
Jaguars not to get Trevor Lawrence
Yeah,
is what we
yeah.
want.
You're
we don't
also a
want a bad
Stidham
team.
guy. You like Stidham.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
you
Stidham, but he's not gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he'll produce at all-time
Yeah.
level. But then
I
again,
think they're just
look at
capping. I
yeah.
think that's all smoke. I don't
Yeah,
think
I
they
agree.
actually think he's going to be good.
No,
Which
I
I
don't-
don't think they
yeah.
want
So,
him to be.
yeah,
good.
You
literally
put some
everyone is
faith into your
predicting-
fans.
yeah, sure.
Everyone is predicting him to be a bust.
But here's the
No
thing,
one
though:
wants to
if
keep him
Bill
around.
Belichick is coaching that team, they are going to at least contend for a playoff spot. They might be 8
they
and
also
8,
play the
9 and
Jets
7,
twice
10
a
and
year.
6.
Jets,
They might go
Dolphins.
15 and 1. We don't know what the Patriots are going to do.
If they can
So-
run the ball 40 times a game and successfully, maybe.
However, if they get right here and they have pick 16 and Trey Lance is on the board, great pick. I like
Yeah,
Trey
you're
Lance a
taking
lot.
Trey Lance.
unless
I agree.
Trey Lance absolutely sucks this year,
All right.
then what?
Then you
As-
go
we're-
with
you're
Jamie
saying as of
Newman.
right now.
Panic.
Yeah,
You do
but
panic,
the, yeah, if,
Yeah, no,
I'll tell
Trey
you what, though,
Lance.
if they get 16, if they're at 16 and Stidham isn't garbage, go another year with
Yeah,
them.
sure.
yeah,
Young guy.
go one more year, see who you can get next year. Maybe Spencer Rattler is just
Yeah.
incredible
Maybe
this year.
Bo
Or something.
I think he will
Sam
be.
Howell, why not?
All right, at 17 we have Israel Mukuamu.
I don't know who that is.
No,
Forgot.
heard of this dude.
Oh,
6'4", 6'4", 205.
6'4".
Oh,
South
Lord.
Carolina, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
co-
South
corner.
Carolina guy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Not gonna lie, don't know much about him,
He's a big
but
old
he's
boy.
6'4".
I like
He
big
needs
corners.
to be playing basketball for South Carolina. That's what he needs to be doing. not
South Carolina could
cornerback.
use it.
Yeah.
Who do
Okay.
they have him going to right now?
The Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Wouldn't be a bad pick. Patrick
Cardinals.
Peterson's
He's
getting up there in age.
Yeah,
They got him and Byron Murphy would be
Yeah,
cool.
and Byron Murphy's good, and they also have Buda Baker as well, and he's very good.
that's
too.
true.
At
And
18,
Isaiah, the
big start
dog
that
Simmons,
defense.
man.
at 18, Paulson Adebo, the cornerback from Stanford, going to the Cowboys. Sorry. Paulson Adebo was supposed to go this past year. Absolutely had a terrible season according to Pro Football Focus.
Really?
But yeah,
I didn't know
projected first round pick though, so maybe they expect to bounce back.
that. I don't know a ton about him. I know he's
Yeah, I've seen his name in mock drafts
goes to
before.
Stanford. Pretty sure
Well-
he's primary zone cover.
Yeah,
Let's hope he sucks, and let's hope the Cowboys take him there. And
Yeah.
then the
Let-
Cowboys
Let
just-
Danny Dimes
yeah.
torch him for about 400 a game, 2 times a year.
Trayvon Diggs, sorry behind.
All right, at 19, we
great.
have Joe Tryon, the defensive end from Washington. He did not play a single snap for Washington last season.
I was about to
So
say, I don't know who this is.
I've seen him in Madden draft classes. I'm not
I've
gonna
never
lie.
heard
That
of
would be
him.
a scary D-line, though, if he ends up
Oh,
being
it's
good.
already
good
scary
football.
regardless.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Jadeveon
Oh,
did
Clowney,
apparently did turn down their big
Yeah.
contract though. But if they do get him and you have Miles Garrett, I don't see why you go another D lineman.
Larry Ogunjobi.
it's the Browns.
You,
they just
got to go something. I mean, your
They don't-
D
they
line
never
is
have
good
a
enough.
yeah, I mean, you
Let's
never know
build
with the
something
Browns.
else
I mean,
up.
they might pick a freaking kicker in the first round. Who knows? At 20, we have
Wish
Sean
the Packers
Wade.
would.
At 20, we have Sean Wade here.
Ohio
Big fan
State
of Sean.
corner.
Yeah, Ohio
Probably
State
good at
corner.
football.
Probably gonna be good.
Probably going to be
The rest of
even
these
higher
picks
than
are
this next
pretty
year.
boring, except for Jamie Newman at 24.
Oh, and Micah Parsons at
Oh, yeah.
28.
Oh, I got one more after that.
Okay, let's hear it, Gib.
Let's talk about Parsons first.
Okay, yeah, Micah
Over
Parsons. A lot of people's eyes, he will be a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
Not really sure what McShay is thinking here.
Madden loves him.
I mean, Madden loves probably
I like
32
Parsons.
out of the 32 people on
I
this
agreed.
list.
Yeah.
I mean, they all
Except for
end up
maybe Jamie Newman because we know
Who
he
does?
could
Who
be
likes it?
horrible.
Yeah, who-
He could be horrible. He might not even start for Georgia this year now.
Yeah.
And
JT Daniels, if he is eligible, could win that starting. Yeah, if he's eligible. That's a big if.
Yeah.
But with the transfer portal, he's going to a big SEC school. There's a good chance that he will be eligible, and he could beat out. And then that makes him look stupid. Jamie Newman looks like an idiot.
He transferred there for to sit on
To
the bench.
start, and then he sits
He
there.
would have played at Georgia or not Georgia.
Oh,
Wake
and then
Forest.
second to last pick of the draft, Travis Etienne at 31.
RB1 if he came out this past year, in my opinion.
Agreed. That's
Yeah,
a great
that's-
pick.
that's a good
But
pick.
besides
Absolute
that,
Besides that, I mean, ETN.
If you want to see the rest of it, just go look up Todd McShay's mock
Todd
draft.
McShay's mock draft. I mean, it's
There's not much to talk
literally
about.
the first link if you click on it. But yeah, that's our mock draft from Todd McShay for 2021. Way too early. Once again, we have no
way
clue.
too early.
Way. We
way
have
too early.
we have no clue how some of these guys are going to play the season. I mean, we might not even have a season this year. We don't know.
all we know is Trevor Lawrence is going number 1.
Yeah, all we know is Trevor Lawrence. will
He
stay
could
Trevor
sit out
Lawrence.
this year for the flu and go number 1.
he could get coronavirus
He
and
could
still
get
go number
coronavirus.
1.
Yeah. And that'll be it for the first episode on clock management. Thank you for tuning in.
What is
up? And that'll be it. Peace.